that you have here, that you have written testimony. So if you handed out your testimony, we would just ask that you summarize it. But if you haven't handed out and it's just for you to read it, that's completely different. Okay, thank you.
Usually people can hear me without it, but I respect. Thank you for having me here today. My name is Victoria Sullivan, and I am from Manchester, New Hampshire. Almost immediately after Senate Bill 556 was passed in 2018, there were calls to revise the law. 5 years later, the law has proven to be to have more damaging consequences to the quality of life issues of my city of Manchester than any other law this legislature has passed, at least in recent history. This law is certainly not the only issue that Manchester faces. Poor leadership has led to significant growth in homeless encampments. Those encampments provide hiding places for very bad actors and provides them a cover to go to commit additional crimes. That's part of the reason why you're hearing about so much of it happening in Manchester. I had the honor of serving with some of you. My voting record supports the fact that I am a liberty-minded person. I believe in bail reform, but I also believe in consequences for actions. However, this law created a catch and release program which has resulted in repeat offenders going on to commit violent acts. Let me be clear. No person should be held simply because they are too impoverished to pay the bail. All people are innocent until proven guilty. However, there is a clear pattern of systemic abuse of this bail reform bill, which is endangering our citizenry. This has been a frustration for police departments around the state who work to get dangerous people off the streets only to have them back there within hours. Last year, I came before this committee and I asked that you pass that bill that was before you, one similar to this bill that's here today. I warned of the very serious impact that this was having on the city of Manchester. I know you did your part, but I need you to fight for this on the House floor. On the morning of Friday, September 3rd, Daniel Whitmore, a 75-year-old Army veteran, was walking through the trails on Manchester's South End when he was viciously attacked and stabbed to death by Raymond Moore. Moore had been arrested in both Manchester and Nashua the weeks before the brutal attack. Both times he was released on PR bail. This murder was in the trails that the children use daily, the trails that lead to the soccer and Little League fields. My own son had been in those trails 24 hours before with his friend riding his bike. Are we supposed to lock up our children because people who do not believe in the rule of law are too weak to lock up dangerous repeat offenders? Because that is what we're talking about here, dangerous repeat offenders. Please do not let Mr. Whitmore's death be in vain. I don't want to be sitting here before you this time next year pleading with you to change the law because more people have died as a result of it. Your fellow representatives that live outside of the cities of may not understand the gravity of the situation. Please share Mr. Whitmore's story with them. When you whip the votes for this bill to see if you have enough votes, if you're coming up short, call me. Reach out to me. I'll help you make those phone calls so that I can explain what's happening in my city and get people to understand the gravity of this situation. I ask for an ought to pass recommendation on HB 653 and to fight like heck for it on the House floor as well. Thank you.